Hello everyone, good morning, happy Friday. Welcome to our weekly Facebook Live here inside the group. I am just going to double check real quick that I am indeed going live in the right place, and yes, I am. For those of you who are joining live, whether you're watching the replay or you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and say hi in the comment section below so I know who's here and who is watching. Now today I'm going to be answering a question that one of our crew members, Jill, asked, and she asked, how do you interpret Facebook stats? Which is a great question. So I'm going to share my screen, walk you through a few examples of some of my clients so that you can get a sense of what to expect when you're looking at Facebook's insights and also how to interpret that data for your own business. All right, before I get into that, just a reminder, I did release another podcast episode yesterday. Sorry, my earbuds keep falling out, you guys. My ears are so tiny. Anyways, I released another podcast episode yesterday. You can check that out at SavvySocialPodcast.com. And then also a reminder to access the free framework training. A lot of what I'm going to talk about in this video won't make sense unless you have set yourself up for success on social media. The framework training will walk you through how to create content, how to connect with people, and how to grow your audience so that the insights actually make a difference every single week. The information for the framework is going to be in the description of this video. All right, so today we're talking about how to interpret the craziness that happens in Facebook Insights. And I think that this is a very common question because we want to make sure that what we're doing on Facebook makes sense. We want to make sure that what we're doing on Facebook is making a difference as far as our video goes. We want to make sure, as far as our content goes, we want to make sure that what we're posting is being seen and people are engaging with it. And not only that, but they're doing something. They're sharing it, liking it, heading over to your website, all of those different things. Okay. So, give me one sec and I'm going to share my screen. And you should see Bark and Yap up on the screen right now. And Bark and Yap is one of our clients. I'm just going to use their Insights portal as an example. So when you're looking at your Facebook page, if you're on desktop, you can just type in the URL here or click this little caret in the top right-hand side and hit, your page will be here. If you have a lot like I do, you may have to click see more to see all of your pages, okay? All right, so once you're on your page, head on over to Insights. And the Insights, I'll give you a few pop-ups. There's some new ones here, so I'm just going to exit out of that for now. But the Insights automatically pull data from the last 7 days, okay? The last 7 days. I'm going to make my screen a little bigger here so you can see. Last 7 days. If you want to pull more data, you can in this drop-down bar. Let's say you just wanted to see yesterday, today, or the last 28 days, you can easily access that data. But let's say we're looking at the last 7 days for this client, Bark and Yap. Let's go through each of these analytics and kind of dissect what they mean. So actions on the page. You can see that we got 1 in the last 7 days. And an action on the page can be any number of things. And if you ever forget what I said in this video, you can hover over this little eye and it will tell you what that is. But essentially the actions on the page are if anyone clicked any information or call to action button. So I'm going to open this page up in another window just to show you what that looks like. So if a new user hops on over to your Facebook page and they click this button, use the app, that would be considered an action on the page. If they reached out to contact you in any way, sometimes this says message, sometimes you can put it to any other sort of things, website links, that sort of thing. So that's an action on the page, okay? Back on over to our Insights, we've got page views. So this is the number of people who have looked at your page in the last 7 days. We have page previews, which if you look at this description is the number of times people hover over your page name or profile picture to see a preview of your page content. So to give you an example, you could tag tag a page. So let's see if we have an example here of another page. I'm going to scroll down a little bit for Bark and Yap. And I'm just going to look for a page, see if we tagged a page here recently. Okay, let's just use this as an example. NTD Funniest. If I hover over their name, it pulls up their page content. Now, I'm not actually clicking on over to their profile. I'm not clicking anything. My mouse is just resting on their name, and it pulls up like a little preview of that piece of content. So that is the preview. That's a page preview, this one right here. So 2 people have done that this week. Page likes, pretty self-explanatory. Someone liked our page this week. Reach is 451. This is the number of people who have seen our posts. So that's what reach is. The number of times or people who have seen our posts. People who have seen our post in this week. Recommendations, actually I don't even know what that is. Oh, the number of times people recommended your page. I feel like a lot of people don't use this tool organically on Facebook that much. Anyways, post engagement, so this is a like, a comment, a share, or a click. Those are post engagements. Like, comment, share, or click. So anytime someone engages with your page, this is very important because you want to make sure that people are engaging with your content. So out of the 451 people we reached this week, we had 225 engagements. Now, this is counting multiple engagements for the same person. So let's say, for instance, I like one post and then I comment on another. That would count as 2 engagements, but my reach would still be 1 person. Videos, this is the total views of your video. So the total time someone watched the video, and Facebook counts a view as 3 seconds. So as long as someone is on that video for 3 seconds, whether they have the sound on or not, that counts as a video view. Page follows, we went down, or we had 1 this week, so we went down 1 from last week. Page follows is a little bit different from page likes. Now, automatically, when you like a page, let me go back up here. When you like a page, you are also following that page's content. Here's the like option. Here's the follow option. Most often, when you like a page, you're also following that page's content. This is how most people use Facebook. Now, occasionally, people will not want to like the page, but they still want to follow the content. Basically, that means you're not included in the like count, but you're still following. Most often when this happens, it's when another page likes your page. So when let's say my page is Online Drea, wants to like Bark and Yap's page, that doesn't count as a like in the total like count. It's a page liking a page. It still counts as a follow though. So you're following along with that person's content, okay? A little bit complicated. Most times you're liking and following at the same time. Alright, I'm just gonna turn off my screen share here for a second so I can see if we have any questions. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to pop them in the comment section below. Hi Katie, welcome. All right. If you have any questions, of course, pop them in the comment section. We are going to talk a little bit more about analytics here, and going to move down the list. So automatically, when you're looking at your Facebook Insights, you're in the overview section. If you look on the left-hand side, we have quite a lot of options here. So I'm just going to go through them pretty quickly. I think they're self-explanatory, but we're just going to take a peek and kind of walk and talk through a little bit of them. The promotions tab, this is anything that you've boosted. So if Facebook says, hey, this post is doing really well, do you want to boost it? And you go, yes, come back to this page and check to see how it did. This is how you see that. It's a lot simpler than the Ads Manager. You don't get a lot of the same options as Ad Manager, but if you're just boosting posts, this is a great option for you to check in and see how it did, because you also want to see how it performed. So here's 2 examples. of two different posts that had similar spends. So this one had $5.82 and this one had $6 of spend. But you can see that the numbers are varying. Now they are measuring different things, but this one reached 82 people and this one reached 5,934. So this post, just by reach alone, did a lot better. Mostly because this was a video and also because it didn't have any text in it. So two things to keep in mind as you are boosting posts. So definitely take a look at this page to make sure that the content that you're boosting is effective use of your money. All right, moving on to followers. All right, as of today, you can see how many followers this page has, and you can also look at the followers on a graph over the past, I believe this is 30 days. And you can see kind of the growth there. Okay, I think I can, I think if I do that, yeah. So if I wanted to do over the past, oh no, that doesn't change that. Daily data. There we go. I'm going to scroll back a bit to the past year and a bit. So this was, this is 2 years. So this was July 2016. We had 114 followers. And you can see over time, those followers have grown to today. We're at 848, although that says 849 up there, but close enough, okay? So you can kind of see your path, your upward trajectory. This, I wouldn't worry too much about it, but it kind of dictates how many followers were organic, how many were paid, how many unfollows do you get, because some people do unfollow. And most times when they're unliking your page, they're also unfollowing. And then you can also see how people follow you, so whether it was going straight to your page, whether it was a suggestion, which where you can see we got quite a few there in June of last year. I think we were running a promotion at that time. You can see some ads here as well, or some other ways people follow you. All right, let's go look at likes, which again, very similar to followers, and I'll show you. I'm going to put our data on this little graph here, very similar to what we had before. So you can see as far as likes and follows go, they're pretty neck and neck, and they're, for the most part, I want you to consider them the same thing. So in June of 2016, we had 110 followers, or likes, excuse me, and by today we have 839. So very, very similar. And same two things down here. Okay? All right, reach. Now, this is the number of people who have seen your posts. So it could be good for you to just check in here to look at a few different things. You can look at whether they are organic or paid. You can look at what days of the week you've gotten the most reach. So maybe you check back in and see what kind of posts you post on those days that did very well. Maybe use a certain hashtag. Maybe it was the time of day that you posted. Recommendations, again, I don't know if anybody uses that feature. The reactions and comments, so you can see very similarly, this looks very similar to this reach chart up here. So based on the reach, this is how many reactions we got, and you can see that that posted very well, so it reached more people. Same thing down here. This could be interesting, sometimes if your posts are reported as spam, or if people unlike your page due to posts, you may want to keep an eye on that, okay? All right, let's look at page views. Page views by, and the same thing is here, you can kind of broaden your data a little bit. For the most part, we hang out around the same amount of numbers. We had a huge spike in a post that we did earlier this year. Again, that can happen, and you can kind of narrow in on that. So if I wanted to just look at that spike, I'm going to go ahead and narrow my data, and you can see right around Valentine's Day, we had a post that did really well and got a lot of page views. I believe we also ran a promotion on that around that time, possibly. But go ahead and look through. You can look at, how many people are viewing by age and gender or by country. So, I have to adjust my data. Sorry. 7 or 28 days. Hold on. Let me make sure that we are. One more. time range. Anyways, I think you get the point. It says choose the 7 to 28 time range so you can see this chart. Just kind of click around, understand more about your audience and what's going on with your page. Page previews, like I said, is when someone hovers over your page, like it's hyperlinked somewhere. Actions on the page, if someone clicks some sort of option. If you're a local business, they have the option to get directions or call the store. Ours is to download the app, so that's what you'll see here. Posts. All right, you really want to take close attention and pay attention to the posts section, because this will tell you what content is doing great and what isn't. So this top chart kind of gives you an idea, but where you'll find the meat and potatoes of this is if you scroll down and look at all published posts. And it shows it in reverse chronological order, so you can see the newest post at the top. And the two things you want to pay attention to are reach and engagement. So at the very top here, we've got this post. It's a photo, so that tells us that. It was just shared with everyone. And you can see that it reached 50 people and it got 1 engagement here, 1 reaction. Okay? And this pink bar is reaction, this blue at the top is a post click. So reaction or comment or share. So if you scroll on down, and I'm going to hit see more, I want to see a post that has done outstandingly. And I look for these because I want to see what kind of content we want to continue posting on this page. So here's an example. This was a video we posted of a dog eating peanut butter out of a jar. It reached 334 people, but it got quite a few clicks and reactions to this post. So maybe I want to look at more dog videos or peanut butter type posts, or maybe it was because I posted it at 6 p.m., that sort of thing. So want to start playing around with how can I recreate this type of engagement again. All right. Yeah, so just take a look at some of these. We've got events. This page doesn't really have a lot of events, so it doesn't really help. Videos, we do have quite a bit, so we can take a look at, let's say our videos this quarter. We want to take a look at the performance of those. So overall this quarter, we've been doing really well. 72% increase from last quarter and about 3,000 minutes watched. That's, 3,000 minutes, so a lot of people are watching for a while. Depending on the length of your videos, you may want to keep an eye on that number. And then total video views. Like I said, Facebook counts a video view as 3 seconds. So that's the total amount of people who will watch for at least 3 seconds. Okay? So definitely look around there. All right, I'm going to go back over to my questions to see if anyone has a question or a comment. I think we're doing pretty well. Awesome. All right, that is it for today's video. As always, make sure you're in the Savvy Social Crew Facebook group so that you can submit your question for the next Facebook live training that I'll do every Friday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I also want to let you guys know that the waitlist is open for the Savvy Social School. I won't talk too much about it in this video, but just make sure you're on the waitlist so you know what's coming up there. I'll put that in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys next Friday. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Bye!